Welcome, brave caregivers, to Health Equals Wellness on 9 proven steps for preventing caregiver burnout. If you're taking care of a loved one, whether it's a parent, child, partner, or friend, you know how demanding caregiving can be. It's a beautiful responsibility, but it can also be incredibly overwhelming. In today's video, we're covering 9 effective ways to manage burnout with proven practical advice, so you can take care of yourself while being there for the people you love. We will outline some very proven, practical, and powerful tips that you might want to jot down and look at every time you feel exhausted. These tips will encourage you to know how important and valuable you are. Tip number 1. 10 ways to effectively establish boundaries. It might sound simple, but it's actually one of the hardest things for caregivers to do. When you're always putting others' needs first, it's easy to lose sight of your own. But here's the truth. If you're burned out, you can't give your best to anyone. Let's look at 10 effective ways to establish boundaries. Number 1. Explain the reasoning behind your boundary and how it will benefit you and your relationship. Help them understand your perspective. Number 2. Use I statements to express how you feel and what you need, rather than accusing or blaming. For example, I feel overwhelmed when, instead of, you always. Number 3. Be firm but kind in your delivery. You can be loving while still standing your ground. Number 4. Be clear and direct about your needs and limits. Communicate your boundaries explicitly rather than hinting or being passive-aggressive. Number 5. Choose a calm time to have the conversation, not in the heat of an argument. Number 6. Listen to their perspective and be open to compromise where appropriate. Number 7. Frame boundaries as a way to strengthen the relationship, not push the person away. Number 8. Start small and build up. Begin with less contentious boundaries before tackling bigger issues. Number 9. Be consistent in maintaining your boundaries once established. Number 10. Consider seeking support from a therapist or counselor if you're struggling to set boundaries. Remember that healthy boundaries are a sign of a strong relationship, not a weak one. With patience and practice, you can create more balanced, respectful dynamics with your loved ones. Tip number 2. Connect with supportive people. It's important to connect with friends, family, and support groups. Caregiving can feel isolating, and sometimes just talking to someone who understands can lighten the emotional load. It can be very damaging for your health and mental health to hold in negative feelings you might have about not doing enough when you really are but don't have an outlet to be encouraged by someone. Whether it's sharing a laugh with a friend or joining a caregiver support group online or in your community, finding a network is so important. You don't have to carry everything alone. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. Keep a list of tasks you need help with. 2. Accept help when it's offered. Yes, even if they don't fold the towels exactly how you like. Think of it this way. By accepting help, you're giving others the gift of feeling useful. How's that for a win-win? Tip number 3. Use respite care services. Respite care is a way to take a short break while ensuring your loved one is in good hands. Many caregivers don't realize this is an option, but it can be a game changer. It's like a mini vacation for caregivers, and trust me, you need it. Look into adult daycare centers or explore in-home care services. 3. Asking family members for help. It's not abandonment, it's recharging your batteries so you can provide even better care. Tip number 4. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to caregiving. The more you know, the more confident and capable you'll feel. Learn about your loved one's condition, attend workshops or webinars on caregiving. Join online forums to learn from other caregivers. Remember, you're not just a caregiver. You're becoming an expert in your field. Maybe that education can help other caregivers who share many of the same challenges. Tip number 5. Focus on what you can control. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to get frustrated. But try to focus on small, actionable steps instead of what's outside your control. Acknowledging that you can't control everything builds self-compassion. Caregivers often feel they need to fix everything. But by focusing on what's realistically in your hands, you can let go of guilt for things outside your control, and instead give yourself credit for the care you're providing. Caregiving can feel overwhelming because there are so many unpredictable factors, from a loved one's health changes to logistical challenges. By focusing on what you can control, such as creating a daily care routine, ensuring your loved one's needs are met to the best of your ability, or managing your responses, you can limit the stress associated with things outside your control. Tip number 6. Organize and simplify tasks. Organizing tasks allows you to prioritize what's most important and tackle tasks in a logical order, saving both time and energy. For example, grouping errands or preparing meals in advance can streamline caregiving duties and create a smoother routine for both you and your loved one. When tasks are organized and simplified, It's easier for other family members or support providers to step in if you need a break or someone else has offered to help. Having a clear plan makes it easier to explain the routine and ensures that things are done the way your loved one needs. Tip number 7. Take breaks without guilt. Caregiving is demanding, and without regular breaks, caregivers can quickly reach burnout. Taking breaks without guilt helps restore energy and ensures you're able to continue providing quality care over time. Schedule short daily breaks, like a 10-minute walk or a quiet cup of tea. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing can be rejuvenating. Many caregivers neglect their health, which can lead to physical issues over time. A break to exercise or rest can help caregivers maintain their physical health, ultimately benefiting their loved one as well. Consider short bursts of activity, like a 10-minute yoga session, a few simple stretches, or a brisk walk around the block to stay active, which releases muscle tension and endorphins, which help combat stress. So get moving, even if it's just a few minutes a day. It'll make a world of difference. And build self-care rituals into your routine, even if they're small, like using aromatherapy, enjoying a quiet bath, or setting aside 10 minutes for journaling each day. Tip number 8. Seek professional help if needed. Many caregivers struggle with anxiety, depression, or extreme stress, and talking to a counselor can provide helpful coping strategies. Professional caregivers, social workers, and medical experts can provide specialized knowledge and expertise that can help you better understand your loved one's condition and navigate challenges in care. They can offer practical advice on managing symptoms, understanding treatment options, and making informed decisions. Caregiving often involves emotional challenges, especially when dealing with conditions like dementia, cancer, or other chronic illnesses. A counselor or therapist can help caregivers process their emotions, navigate difficult conversations, and maintain a healthy emotional state. Tip number 9. Recognize your achievements. Caregiving is tough, and it's easy to focus on what didn't go well. But take a moment each day to acknowledge everything you did accomplish. Celebrating even small achievements reminds you that you're doing valuable work, which builds self-worth, and reinforces that your efforts, whether big or small, are meaningful and impactful. Recognizing your achievements lets you see that you are moving forward, even if it's one day or task at a time. This sense of progress can provide a stronger sense of purpose. When you feel proud of what you're doing, it positively affects your relationships. You're more likely to approach your loved one with patience and empathy, and you can more easily communicate the value of your work to others in the family or support network. It reconnects you to your values, whether they're based in love, compassion, duty, or commitment, giving your work more meaning. If you have suggestions others might benefit from, please put them in the comments below. Maybe you helped your loved one through a tough moment, or you managed to handle a challenging day. Whatever it is, give yourself credit. You're doing something incredible, and you deserve to be proud of that. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on health equals wellness.